So today we are going to be doing a review of a tiny little atom-sized film called Beetlejuice. This is the sequel to the old film Beetlejuice, starring Michael Keaton, Winona Ryder, Catherine O'Hara, Jenna Ortega, Justin Theroux, Monica Bellucci. It's got William Dafoe. It's even got Danny DeVito at one point. It's a stellar cast. So what did I think of this film? I'm going to say up front that I'm not like the biggest Beetlejuice fan. The original Beetlejuice was fine. I didn't think it was spectacular. I didn't necessarily watch it loads and loads of times. I think I might have seen it once, and it was just fine. It was good. The performances in it are very Tim Burton-esque. I've got a kind of love-hate relationship with Tim Burton films, if I'm honest with you. Some of his films are just spectacularly good. You got Sweeney Todd, and then some of his films just I don't get that vibe very much. I feel like the problem with the vibe is that he's making adult, or quote unquote, content that is best for adults. It's not necessarily for kids. Young kids. Teenagers obviously will love it. But young kids, it's not necessarily for them. It's sometimes quite dark. But the flavor of it is like a children's sort of film. It's, silliness and sort of soft edges and spirals and funny characters that are weird and bizarre and over the top, and yeah, so it's a bit like a kid's film, in my opinion, but not for kids. And so that's a little bit strange for me as well. And, it takes me a while to get into that because I'm just, at every moment, I'm just like, this is like a cartoony sort of claymation thing happening. Is it for me? Is this for kids? It can't really be for kids because it seems like too overtly sexual, or maybe too many swear words, but it doesn't really feel like it's for adults either. But when it all boils down to it, the problem I have with Beetlejuice is that it's just not funny. The lines aren't that witty. They aren't that good. And I get it, this Beetlejuice character, this, demon-like character who's supposed to be scary, he's wacky, he's kind of crazy and got a really deep kind of voice. And he mumbles so much that I don't even know what he's saying. But sometimes when you do make out what he's saying, it sounds like he's telling some kind of joke, like it should be Jim Carrey doing it as the Grinch or something. But it's never funny. It's never like a great line. Like, there's a bit where this wedding almost happens, and there's this big dance stuff, and I have to say the dance bit is quite good. I quite like that bit, but this huge dance happens, and all this drama happens, and then Michael Keaton's character sort of looks at the camera and goes, "Should have got married in Vegas," and it's like, there's no references to Vegas. It's not a callback. Is it funny because people in Vegas, it's easy to get married, and this was obviously a very difficult wedding? I don't find it that funny. It's a very hacky joke. It's a joke from like a stand-up comedian at Butlins or something, which is like one of those family resorts. It's just, it's just not. I don't find it funny at all. I think the world building is really good. Like, I think they came up with this idea and they were exploring the idea really well with the soul train, and this is what happens after death. You've got to wait in this queue, sit in the waiting room, and yeah, they really world build really well. I think that's really great with the police officer, Willem Dafoe, very funny guy, very great actor. But in the end, it feels like it's ought to be a comedy, but nothing is funny. I don't even know if it's meant to be a comedy, but nothing is very funny. And I can't tell if it's for kids or not, so it's just not for me. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, it's not for me. I would recommend it though. If you want to watch it, go and watch it. I think you might enjoy the visuals.